One idea would be to to put a Bitcoin full node in Starlink terminals. That way, more people would be running.
Actually, I have run this by the team at one point. Um, I had this idea, which is kind of off the wall, but like, let's say you need a little space heater, um, and normally your space heater would just be pure entropy. But what if that space heater was also a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge mining node? Pick your currency, and so then you'd be heated up, and you would also mine uh, your crypto and have connectivity in one.
I love that idea.
Yeah, I mean, better than running a space heater.
Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. So you heard it here first today at the B Word Talk, the Bitcoin conference with Jack, Kathy, and Elon. He mentioned a furnace E, and it would basically just be a space heater that mines your cryptocurrency of choice. So now really I think this is more of a tongue-in-cheek comment. I wouldn't be going and buying more Tesla because you think they're going to be developing this soon, but it was definitely an interesting anecdote. And if you have any interest in Bitcoin or Doge, I would definitely recommend watching the full video. I have linked it below, but the main takeaway is Tesla is probably going to accept Bitcoin at some point. Elon seems to be overall bullish on the energy use of Bitcoin transitioning more toward being more green. So that was overall good. And as Dave so gracefully recapped, Elon does personally own Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge, as well as Tesla owning Bitcoin and SpaceX also owning Bitcoin. And Elon asked Jack to accept crypto as a payment from Twitter advertisers. Jack said the focus was more on not trying to rely just on advertising, but Elon said more on and off ramps into the crypto space will move crypto forward ultimately. And as mentioned, overall it was bullish for Bitcoin. Elon said he thinks crypto is probably a good thing, empowering the individual rather than the government, could improve the efficiency of information systems of money with less error and less fraud. But once again, the entire video is linked below. And I actually tweeted about this article earlier today, but Tesla is the most Google searched luxury car brand in Europe, and they have been for a number of months. So yes, this of course includes people that aren't just looking to buy Teslas, but just anybody searching for Tesla. But as you can see in terms of the numbers, Tesla leads the way with about 3.8 million searches every month, followed by BMW and Audi. So this is obviously a good sign ahead of the Giga Berlin release, people starting to do their research on the cars, and the Model Y imports are set to ramp coming from Giga Shanghai. So there will be more Teslas on the road, and more people will over time be interested in what Tesla has to offer. This was a pretty cool video of a yoke in a Model Y. So this is from Unplugged Performance, and there are already some third-party companies who are building these yoke steering wheels with some of the internal apparently hardware. So they'll actually have the airbags just like a regular from the factory steering wheel would. There are some people on Reddit that are installing these on the Model 3 and Model Ys. Not all of them look as good as this one. Some are more squared, but of course it's just personal preference. But as mentioned, if you like the minimal aesthetic, then you can probably grab one of these yoke steering wheels for your Model 3 or Model Y. Let me know, would you grab one, or is it not worth it because the 3 and the Y don't have the screen right in front? Honestly, even without the screen, I personally would want the yoke. 1, I really want to try it. 2, I want to get used to it. And 3, I just think I like the minimal aesthetic, so I'd probably be able to adjust. Manic Marge on Twitter shared this awesome, very quick video of a Model S Plaid and the sunset. It just looks so good. You have to share it. Dan Ives said, while China was bumpy during the quarter, we believe Tesla has navigated the safety and PR issues better than expected and are now in a position to accelerate the market share in this key region. We believe the green tidal wave is on the horizon, with Tesla a disproportional beneficiary. So as more government funds come into this green energy space and the renewable revolution, Tesla is obviously at the forefront, set to receive most of those funds, which will be a catalyst over the next 12 to 24 months. Now, of course, we have to talk about it. I know Rob mentioned it briefly last night about Tesla opening up their Superchargers to other EV companies, both in other places and in the United States. So Gary Black said this decision to open the global network of 25,000 Superchargers to other EVs is a positive for Tesla. It will accelerate EV adoption, increase revenues, build goodwill with regulators, especially outside the US, and represents huge free advertising for Tesla. And I just have to say it. So we need to remember, all of us Tesla fans, what is the mission? To accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Now, yes, every decision they make can't be 100% focused on that because they're also a public company. They have shareholders that they have to cater to. But I can tell you right now, they have thought about this decision long and hard. This is not a spur of the moment, random Elon tweet. This is a calculated decision that will ultimately benefit both Tesla stock, Tesla the company, and the world at scale. And look, I completely understand all of you that are upset that own Teslas, that you're probably going to have some more congested Tesla supercharging experiences over the next 12 to 24 months. But we don't have really any details. Maybe they're going to close off the busier supercharging stations to other EVs. You know, they have options. And of course, we can expect that they're going to start getting some money from the government to further expand the deployment of new supercharging stations, which of course would not only benefit the other EV owners, but Tesla owners as well. And just a couple points to consider. So as mentioned, the government grants, if Tesla does this and complies with the regulators and the government, they are obviously going to be set up to get more government money, and then they can take that money and grow more quickly. And of course, their charging standard is the most competitive. It's the best option. It's the best looking. It is the best supercharging system out there. So obviously globally, we want to have one standard. It's probably going to be the Tesla Supercharger and now the CCS, which I believe is the main connection in places like Europe. So now we can maybe expect that Tesla is going to add CCS capabilities for Tesla Superchargers here in the United States as well. And I know that this next line is going to be very controversial, but I want to share it anyways because it's just an idea that we can consider. Yes, it gets annoying sharing a crowded charging station with other non-Tesla EV owners, but this kind of clannish attitude and elitism over other brands is what ends up pushing people away from Tesla. And look, I think this is true to some degree. I'm not like 100% agreeing with this statement, but I do think if we really believe in Tesla, you have to always go back to the mission. Does it align with that? And look, there are ways where this will be very beneficial to Tesla. Sure, in the short term, some of these superchargers might get busier. It sucks as a Tesla owner, but they're going to be getting more revenues. They're probably going to be able to deploy more superchargers faster with new government funds to do so. Gary's right. Tesla's going to get more free advertising, and people are going to start to think, why am I driving a Chevy Bolt or a Leaf or whatever the car is that's not a Tesla and charging at a Tesla supercharger? People are going to think, well, what else do they have to offer if they have by far the best supercharger that every other company is now using? So honestly, my opinion, for whatever it's worth, I think this is overall a very good idea. Yes, in the short term, there might be some pain, but in the long term, this is like such a no-brainer and an awesome thing for Tesla, both as a company and as a stock. And if you disagree with me, of course, it's all good. I would love to hear why below. And Tesla has lowered the price from $1,500 to $1,000 for that new hardware 3 chip upgrade for all of those owners post 2016 who were under the impression that they thought they had the hardware for full self-driving, but Tesla's plans changed, and now those people need an upgrade before being able to have access to the subscription or the outright purchase of full self-driving. And I do want to share just some thoughts to help you guys think through this. Pretty obvious, Tesla can't give you a free upgrade just because you subscribe to full self-driving. Otherwise, everyone who owns a pre-Hardware 3 model would subscribe for 1 month to get a free computer upgrade and increase the value of their car. That's absolutely a fair point, but we need to keep going. The people who bought full self-driving should get the hardware upgrade for free. That was part of the deal. But it was never said that Tesla will upgrade your full self-driving hardware for free if you subscribe to it. But of course, there are two sides to every story, so I would be remiss if I didn't share this. So if all Tesla cars being produced since October 2016 have full self-driving hardware like Tesla's website said, and I believe still says, what's the $1,500 charge ultimately for? And from what I'm reading, I believe this is the situation right now. So if you have not bought or yet subscribed to full self-driving, check the upgrade section in your app. If you have hardware 3, you'll see the FSD subscription as an option. If not, it will prompt you to schedule a service to install the hardware 3. And if you already purchased full self-driving, but you're not sure if you have hardware 3, you get it for free if you don't already have it. And look, I know this is another controversial issue, but hey, at least Tesla is listening to some degree and offering a $500 discount from the previous $1,500 version. But let me know below what you guys think about this whole situation. And with that, I will leave you with a quick clip from the chat today. And this is exactly the essence of Elon as the way that I see him. So this was a fun little clip, but please like the video if you did. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and a major thank you to all of my Patreon supporters at the outro.
so you're drawn to Dogecoin a little bit. Are there any other gaps in Bitcoin that you see that cause you to be drawn towards Dogecoin?
Oh, I think. I mean, I think there's Doge has the Doge community. I think is somewhat irreverent, obviously, and has great memes and loves dogs, and I love dogs and memes, and it doesn't take itself too seriously, and I think there's Occam's razor, which is the simplest answer is the most likely. It's a summary of Occam's razor. The simplest answer is the most likely one. Then there's a friend of mine came up with a variant on that the most ironic outcome is the most likely one. And then I have a variant on that, which is the most entertaining outcome is the most likely one. So if that is true, then the most ironic and entertaining outcome would be that the cryptocurrency that was started as a joke to make fun of cryptocurrencies ends up being the leading cryptocurrency. That would be the most ironic outcome.